There seems to be one single metric that most newer dividend growth investors seem to either overlook or perhaps not fully understand. Now, the metric I'm talking about is dividend growth. Dividend growth is the annualized percentage rate of growth that a particular stock's dividend undergoes over a period of time, most likely calculated over a yearly basis. Now, this metric is so important because if an investor can seek out high quality stocks or ETFs that have an above average dividend growth rate, then said investor can expect substantial dividend increases over time, which will definitely help the dividend growth investor reach their goals much faster. Now, in this video, we're going to go over and analyze 3 different high quality stocks that, in my personal opinion, are fundamentally strong and also have nice starting dividend yields, but most importantly, have a very fast historical dividend growth rate. Now stick around because we have a lot to go through. Right after you, please drop a like on this video and subscribe for more future content like this. Now the 3 stocks on the list we're going to go through are all stocks that I think have good potential for long-term dividend growth investors that are seeking not only capital appreciation as far as share price, but also massive dividends paid long-term into the future. But without wasting any more time, let's take a look at the first stock on my list. Now the first stock that is fundamentally strong, has a decently high starting dividend yield, and has a very exceptionally fast dividend growth rate is none other than ticker symbol PEP or PepsiCo. Now some background on PepsiCo. Today it's the global leader in its categories with over $70 billion in annual revenue, split almost equally between snacks and drinks. The company has a strong portfolio of products, of which more than 20 generate over $1 billion in sales every single year. Now looking at Pepsi's share price on the max time frame right here is absolutely staggering. Pepsi is currently trading at $178.18. And what's maybe even crazier is that 178 is in the midpoint of the 52-week range, 160 being the low and 196 being the high. Now just off of the share price alone, Pepsi is up 807.92% as far as all time on the max chart, which basically means that almost any time, historically speaking, that investors bought and hold into this stock, they would most likely be sitting on some massive capital gains. But looking into Pepsi's starting dividend yield, the forward dividend yield is not bad at all, especially for a stock that has as much potential for capital appreciation and share price. The starting dividend yield is 2.84%. The forward payout is $5.06. Pepsi has a very healthy payout ratio, which is 65.21%, has 50 years dividend growth, pays a dividend quarterly, and of course also very important, looking at PepsiCo's dividend growth, the latest is 10%, which is very fast. Over the last 5 years, Pepsi has seen a 7% per year dividend growth rate. But most importantly, over the last 20 years, Pepsi has seen an 11% per year dividend growth increase. Now to give you an idea what this means specifically, for an investor that bought into Pepsi, let's say in 2010, which is around 14 or so years ago, they were getting paid around $2 per share per year. Now, if an investor was to hold onto that same share or shares of Pepsi, they would be receiving double the amount in dividend payouts every single year. Now, the next stock, the next company that has a very strong underlying business, a very healthy starting dividend yield, and massive dividend growth is AMT or American Tower Corporation. Now, American Tower is one of the largest global REITs. It's an independent owner, operator, and developer of multi-tenant communication real estate with a portfolio of nearly 226,000 communication sites and has a highly interconnected footprint of U.S. data center facilities. Now, ticker symbol AMT, just like Pepsi, has seen some massive price return historically speaking, the stock being up over 686% without dividends included. Now, as of right now, AMT is trading pretty close to the 52-week low at $176.45 per share. Now the 52-week range is $174.30 and $274.15. So believe it or not that long ago, this stock was trading at almost $300 per share. So for investors with a long-term horizon, could AMT specifically be a buying opportunity right now? I think it's safe to say maybe. But as far as AMT's dividend goes, because the stock has been so beat up as of recently, the starting dividend yield is massive at a 3.56% starting dividend yield. AMT has a forward payout of $6.28 per share, a payout ratio of 65.80, and 10 years dividend growth. Now, AMT has a trailing 12-month dividend growth rate of 11.39%, but on a much longer time frame, the dividend growth for the 10-year is 17.58%. And to give you an idea, to go back historically speaking, back in 2016, AMT was paying around $2, maybe $2.25 per share per year in dividends. And if we were to fast forward just around 7 or 8 years, now those same investors that would have bought into shares of AMT back in 2016, in theory, are currently getting paid around $6 plus per share per year, which is triple the amount that they were getting paid back around 7 or 8 years ago. The upside potential could be massive for AMT, the dividend growth rate is insane. American Tower is definitely one you should look into. Now the last stock that has a solid underlying business model, a rather high starting dividend yield, and massive dividend growth is ticker symbol CVS or CVS Health. Now CVS Health provides healthcare in the US and it operates through healthcare benefits, pharmaceutical services, and retail LTC segments. Now CVS has also had some massive price appreciation as far as on the long term. To be more specific, since around 1993, the stock has seen 643+% of price appreciation. Now just like ticker symbol AMT, CVS is also basically sitting just near the 52-week range low at $66.81 per share. The range being $64.62 and $104.83 as the high. So for long-term investors seeking price appreciation, CVS does have the potential to do so. But looking deeper into CVS's actual starting dividend yield, a 3.62% starting yield, once again making CVS an accidental high yielder because the share price has been so beat up. Now looking at CVS Health's dividend growth on multiple different time frames, as a last we see 10% over the last year or so. The last 5 years has been a little bit slower at 2%, but on a longer time frame stretched out, the last 20 years, investors have seen around 16% per year dividend increases. Now this one's really crazy. For investors that bought into CVS, let's say around 2014, they are receiving just under $1 per share per year. If an investor was to hold the same exact share around 10 years later, they're going to be receiving around $2.40 or $2.50 per share, which is making the dividend growth over a double in just the last 10 years. Now another super simple thing I like to compare dividend growth rate to is to consider it something similar like getting a raise at your job. If we were to take CVS stock, for example, and look at the dividends that have been paid over the past 10 plus years, an investor that bought into CVS stock over 10 years ago is very comparable of someone that started a career, let's say 10 plus years ago, and has been getting steady raises since they started. Now, of course, the only difference between dividends getting larger and larger over time and raises at your job is the fact that an investor buying into a dividend stock that keeps paying them more and more over time doesn't ever have to do any more work or really anything at all for that matter. And for that exact reason, I take the dividend growth rate metric very, very seriously when it comes to screening possible stocks or ETFs to add to my portfolio. So there we have it. Those are, in my opinion, 3 high-quality stocks that offer decent starting dividend yields and massive historical dividend growth. Now, I recommend to everyone that's interested in dividend growth investing to definitely take the dividend growth metric into consideration when screening for possible stocks to add to your watch list or even add to your portfolio. But now I want to hear from you guys down below. What's your number one favorite dividend growth stock or ETF that you hold currently in your portfolio that has a massive dividend growth rate? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like down below and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.